Hello everyone, in this video I am going to show you how to create a cartoon car animation in the app Hipaint. So here I am going to show you how to create this cute car moving animation step by step. This is especially for beginners who want to try animation in Hipaint. So let's get started. So here in my Hipaint app, I am going to open a 4:3 ratio canvas. Here you can find the new canvas option, go to that, and here I'm using the 4:3 ratio canvas. If you want to create a landscape type animation, you can go for 4:3, otherwise you can go for 3:4 ratio canvas. Here I have already drawn a cartoon car and saved it, so I'm just going to use that. You can also create on a new layer, draw on the new layer and use instantly, but to avoid unwanted wastage of time in this video, because this is mainly for animation, I'm just going to concentrate only on the animation part. So I just already drawn this, and now this is only a mapping style. So I'm going to draw the car now, and here I'm using the ballpoint pen brush for this. Make sure you are on the new layer and use the sketch as a separate layer, and you can also reduce the opacity and use that as a multiply mode and keep that layer on the top. So you can do that method as well. Here I'm just drawing the outline using the ballpoint pen brush, and then I'm going to fill with the colors. So here I'll be using blue color and orange for this car. Then I'm going for some yellow color for this part. If you want any inspiration, go and check the Pinterest for this. Just search car drawing or cartoon car, like that you'll get so many different cute cars. From that you can just recreate and create your own style of car. So here, if you have the shaky hand and you cannot draw perfectly, then the tip is just make any shape like this and hold on that stroke. When you hold on that stroke, here you can see we get the anchor point, and then you can adjust the anchor point. Otherwise, if you are perfect with the lining and you have the smooth lines already getting, then you don't need to worry about that, and you can simply make lines or shapes easily. Otherwise, if you don't feel easy, then don't avoid this tool freely provided by the Hipaint. Just make a shape, make a line, then hold on, then you'll be provided with the anchor points. You can simply adjust the anchor points and make it perfect. So here I'm filling with the colors. You may have left some space. Yeah, fill the window with blue color. Actually in this video it is not visible that much, but I use some very mild blue color for this, and red light for the indicators, black color for this handle. I also left some space here. So this is going to be constant, we will not change anything here. So I drawn everything in single layer because we don't need to make any changes up to this part. But when it comes to wheels, we will be making it to move, like it has it has to rotate for this video. So I just used separate layer for each wheels. So I'll show you how to do that. So in a new layer, do this and fill the shape with the color using the leaf option. Then what you have to do is you can name it everything clearly so that you don't get confused. So here I saved as wheel 1. Now I also going to add little bit of details to this. Again, draw, hold, you will have the leaf option. Click on that leaf option, it will be filled with that color, and click on the tick. Now I had to I'm going to add further details. So adding little more details will make the movement more clear and appealing. So for that I'm using the leaf brush and drawing the wheel details like this. Okay, we are done with the first wheel. All we have to do is copy and create a new layer, new wheel. So copy, and here I'm just changing the name of the layer as wheel 2 and save it. Now what I have to do is we have to move that to the next part. So click on the transform tool. Using this move option you can fix very easily exactly without moving a little bit of up or lower. So this tool is very useful for that. Now I placed that wheel exactly the right side, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, so here I left some details that we have to fill it now. So here I'm just moving this sketch to the top layer, and I'm going to add the little bit of reflection details in a new layer. So using the same leaf brush for that. So for the glass and here, so also these reflection details also not that much visible here. Everything looks almost like washed out white color, but actually I'm making some strokes here. And here, so we going to make this reflection move as well along with the movement of the wheels. So you may think, how if I move these details it may move entirely and the reflection in the mirror will get collapsed. Nothing will happen. I will show the tricks for you. So now I'm just going to add some details. So I have switched on the lock transparent pixel option, and I'm going to use a little bit of dark color here and add some something like a shadow details. Here, so the concept is whatever not moving you can add those details in a separate layer, and what are the things that you want to make it move, all those details should come in a separate layer. When it comes to animation, make sure you placing the layers properly, which has to become at the bottom and at the top. So here you can see this is how we're going to rotate the wheels using the transform tool for each frame of the animation. And I'm going to rename this as reflection. Yeah, also naming the car layer as car. Now these are the details I'm going to add in a separate group, and we can check what are the things should come here. So here we don't want this layer anymore, so I'm moving that layer, sketch layer, to the bottom, and I'm going to create a group. and I'm going to use the combine down option to include all the layers below the group, so that everything get into the group. And we don't need the sketch layer, so I'm leaving it as it is, and I just hidden that layer. Now you can see all the car details came in a separate layer. Now I'm going to draw next details now. And so here I'm going to draw the clouds. Also the clouds is going to move, so I'm going to draw that in a separate layer. And as the cloud I'm going to draw is in the white color, I just change the background to some dark shade so that it is more visible on the screen, on the recording. So here, using the leaf brush, you can draw any cute uh, clouds very easily, like this. You don't need to worry about the size. If you make it big, then using the lasso tool, select that details alone and reduce the size easily. Yeah, this is how we can create the clouds. So here our wheels going to move, the reflection going to move, then I'll be drawing smoke for which comes behind the car, so that's going to move. Also the clouds going to move. So also we're going to shrink and extend the size of the car as well. So at the end you will get the greater result. Also at the end of the video you will understand how to make use of these free app to create a beautiful realistic animation. So I'm going to use the eraser leaf brush to erase half of the cloud like this. So if you have seen any cartoon clouds, some will be of full shape and some will be of like a half cloud which will be visible. So I'm making it half. Yeah, our clouds are ready. Now I'm going to rename this layer to clouds. Okay, and here I'm going to create an arch shape now. So before that I'm copying the car group and making it a copy and keeping it aside so that I can use in the future if I want, if I make any mistake I can use them. So here I'm just adjusting the size of the car and I'm going to draw the arch here. So I just created a new layer and I'm making the cloud layer invisible, also just changing the background color to white. So here I'm going to draw the arch. I'm using mild blue color for this, making it little bit darker. Now to draw arch, what you have to do is use the ballpoint pen brush, then create a circle by making a random circle and holding on. Adjust the size so that it covers the car fully, also covers the entire canvas. So like this, and fill with the leaf option in this itself. And yeah, our circle is ready. Now using the leaf eraser I am going to erase like this. Now make it big. Adjust the anchor points if you want and release. Now everything going to come inside this arch, and also I'm going to draw the road here. So for road I'm using gray color and ball pen brush using the rectangle tool. I'm going to draw the road like this, fit it exactly connected to the arch and not exceeding that is really important to make it cute, and like this. Now this is going to be remain at the top and arch is going to be remained at the bottom. So the car is at the center, also the clouds going to come at the center. So I'm just renaming that layer into arch and going to copy and using one as for the emergency purpose. So I'm keeping that arch hidden, and I just moved one arch to the inside the group. Now so we will be moving the car entirely, and here the smoke. So I'm going to add a cute smoke at the bottom here using the white color and the leaf brush. Make sure you switch off the rectangle tool and use the circle tool if you want, or if you are totally comfortable with your own hand drawing, you can switch off these tools and make the random shape like this. Now the smoke is ready. I'm making it as full white color. Adding little more smoke here. And now I'm going to create a group for this car alone inside the original group. So inside the group we have the arch, so then cloud as well. So I'm just copied the cloud layer and moved inside the arch inside the group and make it as a clipping for the arch. So now the animation part. So for the animation, before that we're going to make it fit. So I'm going to adjust the position of the clouds. So there is some big trick while moving these clouds. I'll show you that later on. So yeah, so I made a big cloud set and I just used part of it. So while moving, it will move to the left side and the other details come this side. So click on the create animation option, and here is the first layer and here is the road that we used. Click on the foreground because these if you don't click on that, it will come only at the last layer as a separate frame. So we want the road to be present at the entire animation, so I'm using that foreground option. So if you click on anything as a background, it will stay at the background forever. So here you can see I just created another group inside the group that we have created, and moving the all car details like car, two wheels, smoke, all those inside that reflection inside this group. And now because I will be using the entire group, and here I'm just renaming the group as one, the main group. Now this main group 1 acts as a first frame for our animation. Now duplicate this frame group. Now you can see at the bottom you have created the another frame for your animation. So here You can see this is the duplicated one, and I'm going to rename this as a second group so that you can avoid confusion while doing any changes. So here, when it comes to animation, it acts like a frame. And here, go to the group inside that where we have all the car details, and here you can see, using the transform tool, rotate option, I'm going to rotate it like this. Now here as well, rotate a little bit. Now for the smoke, here's the smoke. I'm going to adjust and make it bigger using the transform tool. So the smoke will be like shrinking and becoming big like that, expanding. So first frame we had a small smoke wheels in a separate angle, and when it comes to reflection we're going to move all the details little bit to this direction. So what I have to do is, using the lasso tool, select that area alone and just move it little bit and rotate it like this. So we moved the reflection to the new position. In the same way, just rotate, move, adjust like this. Now here, using the lasso tool, select and transform. And here the mirror reflection, just select those and move it little bit. You can see the reflection details at the mirror is visible. So otherwise you can simply erase and redraw. It's your choice whether you want to move it or redraw. Also, sorry again, it is not visible in the recording. It is completely washed out here because I am using almost nearer colors. Okay, yeah, reflection is done. Also click on the group where we have the car, and using the transform tool I am making it a little bit bigger, not too much, just a little bit, so that it just makes some cute movements. And here actually I made it smaller. And cloud, go to the cloud layer, move it slightly like this to the left and release the transform. So our second frame is ready. When you click on the create animation, you can see how it moves. Just make it foreground and click on the play option. Okay, now play it. You can see little bit of movement here, and it is coming front and back because we just have 2 layers. So here I planned to create minimum of 8 layers so that we can make some good movement. So here also I'm telling the car is going to be at the same place, all other details going to move. So the car will be at the center of the frame always. Now I just duplicated the group 2 and created the group 3 by renaming these, and I'm going to make all the movement changes that we have already done again. So all the 8 layers we are going to do the same process. You will get memorized by watching the full video. So here you can see adjusting it, rotating it again slightly like this, and go to the smoke. Just you can either make it further bigger or shrink, it's your option. I'm just making it a little bit bigger here. like this and release. Now we can go for the reflection and make the movements same as before. Select using the laser tool, transform. Now for the clouds, move it once again like this and release. You can see the movement here. Also, if you feel like it's high in speed, just go to this setting and change the frames per second value. For this the animation, I just set between 6 to 7 frames per second. Now just duplicate the third layer and rename it as 4. Same process once again. Click on the car layer and make it smaller a little bit. Now go to the wheels one by one. So I'm just speeding up the video a little, to make the boring part for move fast, because same process once again and you're going to skip this, I know. So I just made the video speed high. So as I already told you, I have some tricks to tell you for the cloud. So I'll be showing that here now, because when we use the animation with the big background movement like this in After Effects, actually what they do is just use the entire image and drag and move like that, and it will not get cropped. But when it comes to here, the image get cropped by expanding and placing. So here you can see, here it is okay, and on the right side there is a cropped cloud here. So what I have to do is duplicate. Here we have the cloud, duplicate the cloud layer and move it inside that fourth group. And now I'm going to position it exactly, because we just used half of that cloud before, and here we have the full cloud as a separate layer. So just drag and position it exactly at the same. Actually all I made is I just duplicated the layer from first group, so it looks cropped as well. Sorry for that. So here, make it visible. Here you can see the full layer have so many clouds. So I'm going to make it big, and you can see at the right side where there is a cropped cloud, it's fully in shape now. So we have few more space with the clouds on the right side, so we can use that for the next few layers. After that, when you feel there is a cropped cloud, again you have to duplicate the original cloud we have drawn before and place it over like this, and actually fixing the background. So delete and place it. So yeah, actually I'm just placed that inside the car group, and so that's why I'm moving that to the top and bottom. So don't make those mistakes. So to be clear, within the frame group we have a group inside again, which consists of the car details and few more layers like arch and cloud. The cloud going to be like a clipped one layer, a clipped layer for the arch. So that's the thing. So the same process again for the fifth layer. So when it comes to shrinking and expanding the size of the entire car, make sure which layers you have to expand or shrink. For example, here for the even number of layers, I'm going to actually shrink the car, and for the odd number layers I'm going to expand the size of the car. So that's a trick, make sure you do that. Also just understand the cloud process as well, you will feel helped. So now move the cloud, and yes, here we got a little bit of animation. So do the same process again, sixth frame, which means the sixth group. Shrink the smoke, and it's not necessary that you have to just shrink or expand the the smoke. Also you can draw some random smokes which goes like that at the bottom, and in some layers you can just make it vanished. So you can try that as well. For beginners, I have to keep the things easy to understand, so that's why I'm just keeping everything simple, just shrinking and expanding all those things. And we have few more layers to do, like 6 and 7. You can see with 6 layers it looks like this, and now comes the 7th layer. Expand, as I told, for the odd number layers I'm going to expand the car height. Move and erase the unwanted lines. And cloud, again when I move the cloud you can feel the cropped one at the right side. So again we're going to fix that. What I have to do is erase. So when you move randomly with hand, it sometimes there is possibility like it move a little bit in the vertical way, like at the top or bottom. So make sure you use that move option in the transforms to make it just move on the vertical, the horizontal direction. So I'm just used that original cloud we have drawn, and I'm going to position it, fix the cropped cloud details. Also, if you feel it is useful, this video is useful and you learned a lot, tell me in the comments below. Also tell me what kind of animation you want in the comments. Also, if you recreate this or recreate any of my artwork, go and check my the Android artist Instagram page. You can tag my Instagram profile there so that I can see and understand how my tutorials helping others. So please don't forget to tag me. And yeah, we have done the clouds here. One more time, this is the 8th layer, which means the 8th group, which means the 8th frame for animation. So understand, if you don't group them, if you keep every layers like collapsed without making group, it all the layers will become a separate frame for your animation, so that will be a mess. Before making any process, you just create the basic details and group them and create the frames for animation. So that's the main thing. The frame is really important. How you handling the frame is really important to make it work. Here you can see I'm going to reduce the opacity of the cloud here. So after doing everything, because why I didn't do this opacity details before is because we going to duplicate the clouds from the bottom and drag to the group, and we're going to merge those layers, so it will be difficult when you reduce the opacity in that process. So after finishing everything, after doing every process, we can adjust the opacity. I'm keeping the opacity of the clouds as 60%, because keeping it 100% looks like more white color and not looking that good. So I just reduced the opacity to 60%. So don't forget to do in all the groups. And yeah, we have done. Now you can play and see how good it is. It is smooth in process, and we have few more settings to do. You can see how good it is. So go to settings. If you want to make it like a ping pong, which means it go back and forth like this, you can try. But for car moving animation, it don't looks that good. So I'm keeping it, this is for one shot, which means it going to play only one shot one time. Not going to repeat the process. For animation, keep it on the loop and keep the frame rate per second as anything between 6 to 12. So I feel 13 is too fast. I'm going further low here, so keeping it as 7 or even 6 works well. Okay, I'm keeping it as 6. So now if you want to get the visuals of the previous frame, here you can switch on the ghost, otherwise you don't need to. So here I'm going to switch off the ghost. Also at the outcome video animation, the ghost details will not be visible. Also the onion skin is not really needed for this kind of animation. So yeah, everything is done. And if you want to export with white color background, just export as it is, and you're going to use that as a GIF. So I didn't export as MP4. So here you can see for the GIF, say export as GIF, and you'll get the outcome like this. You can feel how good the animation, as especially for beginners. You can try this out. Also, if you want to save that with background, with no background, keep it transparent, then go to this, go to layers. So we don't want these white details, so hit that hidden that background option. You'll get the PNG transparent look like this. Now export as GIF. Here click on this export GIF, and now everything is done. Here this is how it looks without background. You can use them in Instagram or uploading in Canva. For all those things, this will be very useful. And now Hope you liked this tutorial, learned a lot from me because I made a really slow video so that beginners can understand. If so, you can see how the rotation happens, movement of the wheels happens, also the smoke cloud, also the shrinking and expanding of the car. Everything works together to make it as a cute cartoon car. So thank you for watching, subscribe to my channel and sharing